So fleas and ticks are starting to ramp up again as we move into the warmer seasons. They didn't really slow down as much as usual, at least here in Carroll County, because our winter was pretty warm. But you're starting to see more and more again as we move in, as spring continues to come along. So you definitely want to start thinking about some preventions. The reason we push prevention for fleas and ticks isn't just the ick factor, which is a lot, but they do carry a lot of diseases and things like that. We can start with fleas really quick because they're pretty easy. With a really bad infestation, they can make your pet anemic, which basically means they have too few red blood cells running through the bloodstream. So they're going to get short of breath, they're going to get really weak, they're going to get really sick with it. They also tend to carry tapeworms, which is a parasite in their gastrointestinal tract or in their GI tract. And it looks really gross as it comes out as well. It can cause weight loss, things like that. So they can get pretty sick with fleas. They are also very contagious, essentially. Once you get an infestation with one pet, it's likely that all of the pets in the household have a flea problem. And so it's not just going to be treating one, it's going to be trying to treat all of them as well as your house, trying to get rid of them. So they're very difficult to get rid of once they're fully established. So getting them on a preventative is a much better way to go about it, because that way you don't have that big problem. Fleas will eventually bite people once the population gets to a certain point, but they don't like the way we taste. So your pets will have been suffering from fleas for quite a while before a flea will ever jump on you or you'll ever suffer from a flea bite yourself. So again, we want to think about putting them on something for it before it gets to the point where you're personally affected. As far as ticks go, they carry a lot more diseases than fleas. They carry most notably Lyme disease, ehrlichiosis, anaplasmosis. Those are the three main ones that we see. We do see all three of them here in Carroll County. The most common one is Lyme by far. If you look at a statistics, in the state of Ohio, it's about 4.5% of all the dogs that were tested come up positive for Lyme. In Carroll County here, we're at right about 31% of all the dogs that we get tested showing up positive for Lyme. Now these numbers are coming out of the Companion Animal Parasite Council. You can look them up, capcvet.com, and you can look at those numbers. They do update them a lot every time that they get more dogs submitted for testing and things like that. They try to help work on that. So if anything, because these are just the reported cases, these numbers are probably a little bit on the low side because we aren't testing literally every dog in the state of Ohio or every dog in Carroll County itself. So Lyme would be one of the major reasons. Can it transfer from dog to human? Not directly, but if you have a dog who's positive for Lyme disease and they get bit by a tick, and that tick didn't already have it, that tick now has it. And ticks can bite way more than one animal or a human animal in their lifespan, and they usually like to. They'll bite one and then they'll crawl off and they'll go bite another. So if you don't have your dog on anything and that tick bites your dog and your dog happens to have Lyme disease, it can then crawl off of your dog and then go bite you, and that you can get Lyme disease that way. But it does always have to come through that tick. So again, getting your dog on a good, effective tick prevention should kill any tick after it bites the dog within 24 hours. And so it should make sure that it can't take it anywhere else. And if they bite them and they have Lyme disease, if you have one of the newer products, it should kill that tick before it can transfer Lyme to the pet. We used to think it took about 48 hours to transfer Lyme. New research has shown that it's maybe more like 24 hours. But most of the newer products will kill a tick within 4 hours. So they're stating that way, that's the best we can do to help keep them from it. Additionally, there is a Lyme vaccine for pets, but trying to keep people safe the most, keep them on a good flea tick, kill those ticks, kill those fleas, going to keep everybody else happy and healthy as best we can.